Checking. Oh, okay. So, last video, I had an incident happen, and my computer fell forward off of my desk. You can just check out the last writing and recording video if you want to see that. Well, you're not going to see it actually fall off my desk. Not to give you a false hope of some crazy accident happening. It was kind of like overnight or something like that. I'm not even sure, but yeah, I got some scratches on the screen and whatnot. I had this liquid ant trap. Some crazy thing happened where there was like a chemical reaction with the sticky substance inside, and it just like turned into liquid. And I mean, it was already kind of liquidy, but it was like sticky liquid, like almost like a jelly type thing, and just turned to liquid, exploded out the front of the bottle. I had my computer up on a box that was just kind of keeping it up a little higher to make it more comfortable, and it was like a really sturdy box. Like I probably could have put like 20, 30 pounds on the thing, and this thing only weighs like 10. But it soaked up the liquid, got flimsy, computer fell forward, all of the wires were like holding it up, so it didn't actually hit the floor. So I got a couple bent USB cables. My Thunderbolt cable that goes to my interface was just obliterated. Luckily the jacks are okay, the cables just took the brunt of it. So yeah, the last video I was using my old interface, which is a PreSonus Fire Studio project. It was okay, but it was just like not set up for my normal stuff, and there's no like direct line outs that are as easily accessible anyway as the Focusrite that I'm using, and the audio was just garbage because I went out of the headphone jack into the camera, because now I'm going out of line outs into the camera, and it sounds fine, but out of that thing it sounded like just trash. It was like loud then quiet, and I threw a compressor and a limiter on, and it was still bad. Like before I threw those on, it was like impossibly terrible, and there was just like this noise, like a background noise underneath. So I don't know what is the deal. The headphone jack is apparently just garbage on that thing, but I have the Focusrite working again because the cable came in the mail, so Thunderbolt going to that thing is a-okay. The new one anyway. Let me grab the old one. I just want to show you how absolutely wrecked it was. Yeah, so you can see it was just completely like ripped out. Oh, I missed. I was throwing it at the garbage can. I got a song idea. I'm just going to keep going. I was doing a B minor arpeggio, and now I'm forgetting how I played it. That was it. So I do have an E there, but yeah, it's mostly just a B minor arpeggio. I'm just going to do that for the verse, and then when I do the bass guitar, I'll just like keep changing the chords with that and just have this be like a repetitive thing over top. That's what I'm envisioning anyway. So like, if you're new to the channel, this is Christian rock. It's original Christian rock, and I come up with stuff sometimes like right before I come on, turn the camera on, sometimes like literally on the spot, but that's my idea for a verse. Just do that a bunch of times, have the bass change. And then the chorus is going to jump into this G major, but I'm going to throw the low E on the bottom and kind of turn it into a humongous E minor chord. Yeah, I'll do that F sharp like that. Throw that B on there because that just sounds cool. So yeah, I got an F sharp dominant 7. That's my chord progression probably for the chorus. So this is going to be a super easy 2-part song, just A, B, repeat 3 times. Unless I do something different over the solo section, which is usually just the third A part, aka the verse. I don't know though that I will. I could do something where I do that, like go into a slight key change. So this would be like B minor / D major, and then I could go into a G major. I'll just kind of play through and see what happens. I got to set a tempo. Yeah, that's what I want to do. All right, so if you have headphones on, you already know, but this is the left side guitar. I'll double track it with the right side guitar, and then if I want to do overdubs, I will. The drums you're hearing are just a loop to keep time, so that'll be replaced when I actually play something on the kit behind me, but got to do the guitars and bass first, and that's usually how I work anyway. So here we go, left side. Okay, I'm going to double track. I think I'm going to make the verse even easier. I'm just going to be doing that, which sounds a little boring, but I just want to keep this verse really like simple and let the bass guitar carry it through. Right side's done. I'm going to do some overdubs. Now I'm going to do another dub on the right side. I usually like to do, I'll do like a lead part like I just did, and then I'll do some kind of chord fattener upper. I think that's all I'm going to do for overdubs. I don't know why I'm talking strangely. I'm so sleepy. My brain's not working. What the heck do I even want to play? I don't know. The G major scale. Here I go. Okay, so I grabbed my bass guitar. I was messing around with a couple ideas. Originally, I was thinking I would just kind of like drone along a couple like root notes, but I kind of have this idea now that's a little bit better, I think. I'm going to just follow around the chords in the chorus, and nothing special here. I muted the solo so I can hear a little better, but yeah, here I go. I am going to move the camera over, sit down, and start tracking the drums. Checking. Okay, I'm just making sure I have audio. Technically, I got my interface back and everything, but sometimes replugging things in, I just hope everything is reset the way it should be. It looks like the meter's good, how it normally shows up, and yeah, I'm assuming it's okay. I'm just gonna hope for the best. Anyway, I went in for a lunch break. I typed up some lyrics, and I just came out here, turned this on, and sort of have an idea for a melody-ish, and I'm going to mostly just improvise this, but I have some lyrics to follow, so I'm going to hit record, see what happens, and here we go. Ow. I think I'm gonna not do any harmonies. I was debating it, and I could do some, but I don't know. Just kind of takes away from the improv feel, so I might let it go. I think it sounds pretty good. The vocals are gonna get compression, EQ, and verb on. Still had my gym bag on. Whoops. No! My phone is buzzing. I forgot to put it on airplane mode. In the description box, you're going to find the lyrics, which, right here, they are. Not that you can see that. They're always about my Christian faith. I'm talking about it almost in every song now. The middle link you're going to find is a Linktree link. That'll take you to where you can purchase and stream my music if you're interested. And the top link goes to PastorMelissaScott.com. It's Faith Center in Glendale, California. It's a church out there. Really awesome Bible teaching. I mention it since this is Christian rock, and also because I know that good teaching is really hard to find. And I searched around for quite a while. A lot of people get into religious stuff for like their own personal thing, but that's not what you should be getting it into for. It's basically God turns on the receiver and you respond. I kind of feel like that's what it is. And I was just searching for someone that's actually knowledgeable, that is describing what the Bible is talking about with accuracy and not with any kind of like agenda to skew it one way or another or towards a denomination or whatever their beliefs are. Just what the actual real intent of the writers was. They go into languages and all kinds of different things and do translations and really try to suss that out. So it's neat stuff. Christianity has just become this crazy, nonsensical thing that people think this is what a church should be, but it's actually like complete opposite in most cases. And I mean, I'm laughing about it, but it's not even funny. Essentially, well, they actually do a teaching where they talk about like a taxonomy, which is like where you analyze something, like you can use it for even like businesses and whatnot. So you figure out like the objective, subjective purposes, reason for being, all that sort of stuff. If you do that for the church, it's really interesting because mostly the churches are just going by subjective stuff that people think it should be doing rather than what the actual intent is. The actual intent is God's purposes. And God created us. We're created for God from the beginning, from the first people. I'm talking about with that and even the fall and all that. So I'm taking my headphones off, by the way. The thing is, like, a lot of people think of like sin and whatnot, and they come up with like lists of do's and don'ts. And most Christians are just don't do anything, as in, oh, I don't do that, I don't do that. But that's not what sin is. I was actually listening to a thing just a little bit ago. They were talking about it. Most people confuse the trespass thing with like sinning. And that's like the furthest back thing for this away from God you can get. So like God talks about like what he likes best, and he's talking about like the burnt offering and stuff. And we usually come at it from the other side. The most important thing to us is then the trespass offering. But that's like the thing God is like least looking for, but it's the way in. So trespasses are things like, you know, about like, you know, I mean, he was kind of saying and making fun of it almost because like people get so stupid about making their lists of wrongs and rights and stuff, but he's like, oh yeah, I kicked a duck out of a mud puddle the other day, so I'm definitely a sinner. But sinning, though, is not the trespass thing. Sinning, like, there's things like we don't even know about, so there's like sins of ignorance, and then to go up even a level, we are in a sinning state. We have a sin nature. Like Paul talks about this in the New Testament. That's like we fall short of the standard that Jesus Christ lived up to. We can't mesh up with the law that was given to Moses. And just we fall short because of that, can't live up to that standard, and we lost the Spirit of God. And what Jesus did, you know, returns us back to that state. When you are basically saved or born again, like with a Christian experience, you're given the Holy Spirit, and it's a changing process. So we're basically a bunch of dead stumps. A new organism is grafted on, and new life takes and starts growing. But you have to sustain that life, so you have to keep feeding on the Word of God. Keep continuing in faith, because faith is ongoing and continuous. The original languages have it as an action verb. You just keep continuing in faith, and as you do, God keeps changing you and molding you. So people that are like, oh, you got to change your behavior, you got to do this, that's not going to do anything for you, because we're under a sin nature, and everything about us is kind of screwed up. Like we can't even think correctly. As you keep trusting God, he'll start changing you, and it's like a process. All change is like a, you know, painful, slow-moving process a lot of times, and that's the case here. So you just got to keep trusting God. And as that happens, it's the power of God that changes you from the inside out. And as that happens, you don't have to worry about anyone, like their opinions. You just worry about God's opinion. You just keep trusting God. He'll change you. So yeah, people that are all judgmental, like, oh, this person is a terrible person because they used to do this or this or this. Like, this person can't be pastoring a church. They used to be a drug dealer. That's like the best person, because they trusted God, they have faith, and God is changing them, and they're no longer doing that kind of thing. Hello. Like, some people can stop doing bad habits in the flesh, but I'm talking about a complete cataclysmic total change that starts happening and gradually goes. But I digress. Check out the link. You'll find really great teaching, and it's a lot different than what you'd expect, because most people think Christianity is seriously just rites, rituals, judgy people, stupid nonsense, but it's not. I mean, if your average church was actual Christianity, I wouldn't even think anything of it. But the actual thing is real. It's life-changing. It's the power of God acting on you as you continue in faith, and that's it. You're just going to see certain things start coming out of you that aren't going to naturally come out of someone who's just, in their old sin nature, and it's inexplicable to other people. But forgiveness, giving nature, and I don't mean like, we have like forms of that, but I mean like really, like people are like, are you serious? Are you doing that? But yeah. Anyway, check out my, playlists, and you'll see my songs up there, and, subscribe, like, comment, share, and, definitely check out that link. I mean, I'm almost kind of just wanting to use these videos to point that out at this point. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you later. Bye. I started off kind of tired, and now I just had a coffee, and I'm like, still, my brain's not working. It's misfiring, but I'm like getting hyper. So yeah. Anyway, see you later. Bye.